All right.
Hey, you want to go ahead and got this on the computer over there?
Yep.
So we don't have a blacks in front of people's faces.
Why, you want to see their faces or something?
No, they want to see the cat.
I don't come here for the board meeting. I come here to see the cats.
All right, call this meeting to order. We have, what did we say, 7 in attendance.
Don't we call roll?
Phil Knox Glansberg, Alan Little, Ella Hayes, Bill Ill, Heather Woods, Megan Norton. Is there a Mandy Strons over there?
Yep.
She
Yeah.
hiding.
Hiding off
Alright.
camera.
Thank you. Is that everybody?
Yep.
Absent is Brian Hunt and
Tamara
Tamara.
Hunt and Aaron Lynn.
Tamara Hunt and Aaron Linscott, yes. So, alrighty then. Start with ratifying last month's minutes. Ready to get a chance to look at them?
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Would that count as a motion to accept?
Oh.
Athena, no.
Second.
Motion carried.
Yeah.
Oh,
Giving
gotta
you
vote for
any garlic bread.
Sorry.
We had a second. We calling for a vote?
Yep.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Minutes are entered in. We have a financial report.
Financial report, sure do. Hold on.
Somebody just. Hey, there's Tamara.
There's a camera.
Whoa.
Financial report for the month of October. We had income of $2,511.97. We had expenses of $2,783.55. Ending balance for the month of October was $4,032.69.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
$4,032.69.
No, perfect. Thank you.
Current balance of the checkbook right now is $3,725.62. I paid out on the 12th of November tithes to the Mother Church or Mother Coven and to Capital Area Humane Society this time, not the Ingham County Animal Control. I also ordered the toner for the printer. It was originally slated for $252 plus tax. We paid $240.41 total. I found a coupon on their website and saved us some money.
241, 42,
240.41.
41. Okay.
There is a bit of a jump in what I paid out for Mother Church and Capital Area Humane Society because I paid the previous month that I had not paid. So total out for Mother Church, so we're current right now, was $230.71, and Capital Area Humane Society $317.71. So we're taking care of that. We're caught up. We're current. So next month it will be current, a smaller amount. It won't be as big. And then yes, I did take into account the $29 to Linode for the Mother Church Coven.
Any questions or discussion on the financial report?
You want me to add the Patreon to that section?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So Patreon, we have one new member and we lost a member. And so right now, our per month, we are looking at $964, which did go down just a little bit.
But the reason that went down is because we
The
had
annual.
people, somebody pay for an annual, pay their annual at that month and it pays for the full year. So that's why. And that's okay because that gives us a little bit more money up front and gets us where we can do the things we need to do easier.
Still sitting at, close to 1,000 and 900.
Yep.
Sounds good. Any other questions, comments on financial report? Does anybody have any business that we need to address before we move on to items that were posted to the agenda for this
Why
month?
is the window open?
Because it got a little smoky.
What's on the agenda for the month? That's my question.
All right, so what I've got here, determining suite schedule for convocation must be sent 90 days in advance. Emergency preparedness planning, creating a, or getting a boom mic for the library. Speaking of which, well,
Pretty cold.
November work, day plans. Fidget and other shopping for sensory room,
50
holiday
cents
cards,
reading
question
out
mark.
there tomorrow.
Marketing budget and establishing a
Better if
children's
you
service
left the
parallel to
windows
Wednesday night.
closed.
Is there any I'm missing?
It's just smoky, right?
I don't think so.
Yes,
What?
There we go.
there,
It's
the
going to be way too cold.
up to Potter Park Zoo, decorated tree for Yule.
We have until what day? Saturday, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Megan?
All right,
That was that.
All right.
going in order, Mandy had proposed discussion of a marketing budget. So topic is on the floor. Mandy, would you like to introduce it?
I don't remember.
I know what it's for, so I'll talk about it. We were in committee meeting for Welcome Summer Festival and wanted to know if we could have a marketing budget so that we could start running ads and showcase our vendors and things like that so that we can generate some likes and page likes and things like that so that we can get a following and really amp up what we're doing at Welcome Summer Festival this next year.
In addition to potentially bringing in a speaker, marketing budget would also help us to know what we could potentially offer to sweeten the deal to get a speaker.
Thank you, Megan. I forgot about that part. Because you put it in the,
Oh, because you asked me to.
I asked you to put it in there, so we didn't forget. That's why.
So for context, we do have a Google Ads account, Google for Nonprofits with a Google Ad grant.
Okay.
As part of the same program that we have our Google Drive and Workspace stuff through. However, that advertising, as far as I can tell, unless somebody can find a way around it, only covers text-based ads. So just text and links that show up in search results. That's it. So there's not a way to use that grant money that I've been able to find to use that grant money to effectively market the summer festival. You can't, we can't put pictures on it. We can't put videos on it. So if we want to get that kind of information out, or if you want to do Facebook advertising or anything else like that, then yeah, there's going to be an expense involved.
And that's what we were thinking is like some Facebook marketing and stuff like that, so we can draw people into our page that I've set up this week, and so that we can do more things. Speaking of which, all committee members, please go check your Facebook. You do have an invite to be a part of that board or be a part of that page with roles.
So what else? What other information do we have to go into this discussion? We talked about cost forecasts. Any projections on outcomes? Anything else?
No, we have not. We needed to bring it up. I don't know. We haven't had. I don't know that we needed that. I should have probably thought of that, or should have asked you. I'm sorry. What do you spend right now do you spend any advertising dollars for the church right now on
Dina,
Facebook?
lay down.
Not directly, no.
Okay. You do for the store though, right?
I do for the store, for paid events for the store. as well as general store catalog marketing and awareness marketing.
Okay,
My store marketing budget is pegged to 10 to 15% of gross revenues.
okay.
And that was a number that I got from marketing experts. I don't know what the recommendation would be for a nonprofit or for an event.
I'm thinking keep it simple. Because I know with Facebook, you can tell it you want to spend X amount of dollars a day or X amount of dollars a month. I'm thinking if we can do for a couple months, see what $30 a month will do us, something small, that's $1 a day, so that we can start getting some revenue, getting some things generated on the new page and go from
We'll
there.
probably want to ramp up towards,
Getting closer, we'll bring it
Yeah.
back to the committee, bring it back to the board and say,
and this
Ramp up.
early, we should probably even focus on
He was sitting right by
vendors
you.
and like trying to advertise vendors, not just participants.
right,
So, here's my recommendation.
okay,
I believe we have a Facebook pixel set up and connected on the Facebook page for the church. If we don't, then you would want to go ahead and get one of those. What you can do with the pixel is you can connect it to various things. I think you can also make it talk with Google Analytics. And we do have a Google Analytics account set up for the church as well. It's linked to the advertising account. What you want to do is, if you want to focus on getting vendors to sign up, then you can have the sign up form, send them to a thank you page hosted on our website. You drop the pixels on that page as a destination for conversions. So if they hit that page, then it counts as a conversion event.
What do you mean? What is a conversion event?
That tells you that you had an advertising success.
Okay.
So if you're creating a campaign and your goal with that marketing campaign, remember, we have to have goals. Goals are important. If
right,
your goal with that marketing campaign is to get people to sign up to be vendors, then if you get them to fill out the form and get to a completion page, then you know that that was a success.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where these Google Analytics tracking numbers and Facebook Pixel tracking numbers come in. They ping each other so that you can track that kind of activity. So my recommendation would be that you get the Pixel and the Google Analytics and everything set up, find a landing destination for people to sign up for that vendor form, and start an ad campaign with that as a target. And then you can also do a campaign with a target of getting people to say that they're going to the event. And that one is an easier one to set up because it's all inside Facebook's economy. So you don't have to deal with the pixel and the linking and everything else. If they click that they're going to the event, it would count as a conversion.
okay.
You could also do like farm marketing, which is a really good base marketing strategy. You could do that for the church. You could also do it specifically for the summer festival page. And again, that's completely within the Facebook economy, so it's a very easy conversion target. You're just getting people to be aware of your existence. So those are the directions I would recommend you be your goals if you're going to start spending marketing money.
Okay. I will, at our next committee meeting, we'll get that drawn up and bring it to the next, put it in the chat so you all can see it, so we can go from there. Because we need to do this sooner than later, because we're about 7 months out right now, less than 6 months out, or 7 months out now.
All right, did we have anything else we needed to discuss on the marketing budget? Questions?
I don't think so. I move that we table this until next meeting.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Moving right along.
Eat another-
Ah.
another bowl. I couldn't even-
So the next item on my list was the proposal for a children's service. And this is something that I want to start looking at offering. I think that we have folks coming in who may want to be involved with this ministry. But it's something that's going to need a longer term implementation strategy and probably its own committee.
I told Tucker I laid your plate. I was like,
But I'd like to throw that out for discussion. Floor is open.
How much room do we need
like I said, I put one in the time.
for?
I mean,
that?
something like that could be done. I mean, if we ended up needing a lot of space, it could be done in the store and pushing the shelves aside like we do for Ritual.
Mhm.
But it could probably start with that room next door to the main room or Tarot 2. Or the social room next to the store. We've got spaces. I don't anticipate it being a big thing to start with. If it
Right.
gets to be a big thing, then then we start moving into the bigger space.
So I think that means, because, if we want, especially if it's gonna start small, we're probably gonna have we're not gonna have like, we're gonna have this many 5-year-olds and this many 7-year-olds. We're gonna have like a kind of a wide range. So what we'd probably have to do is have some activities available for a wide range of people, meaning probably toys that young kids could play with, books, video games for older kids, stuff like that. They could be set up in a spot where they can just hang out and do those things.
Castle?
I think that's not what we're looking at. We're not looking to babysit and entertain them. We're looking to teach them. We're looking to give them a children's service. We're not looking to give them be the built-in babysitter for the parents that come to Weaver's event. We're looking to give them a space to learn the stories.
Why storing garlic butter in containers?
Like Sunday school for kids.
Yeah, ideally it would be a little bit of both, where it would allow parents to drop their kids off for an activity, but it's as an enriching activity. I really think that the best way to implement this is going to be via Spiral Scouts. It's a preset program. It's designed for blended age groups. It's run by our mother church. I don't necessarily want to reinvent the wheel here.
So
Alfred's got his hand up.
So, I mean, this might be kind of off topic, but one of the things that's done well in some martial arts schools is like the parents' night out, and it's not all like pizza parties and stuff. Some people do some really good stuff with it, where like one of my friends that has a school that teaches ninjutsu does basically a ninja night where they bring in people who do cultural stuff that teach the kids about the background of their art. They do actual things that express their art. And what about actually doing something like that where we could let parents have a parents' night out or attend one of our events, but we're actually doing stuff that helps the kids learn, but they're having fun doing it and they're getting to experience the magic of what we do at a level that's comfortable for them.
Yeah, and I think that's what Spiral Scouts could facilitate.
I think I had her hand up.
I thought
No,
Mandy
Mandy
had
did.
her hand up.
It's already pretty much been answered, because like I was going on the, are we gonna have programming for this, or is it just going to be babysitting?
Yeah, no, I don't want it to just be babysitting. I mean, if somebody wanted to start doing a babysitting thing, okay, we could clear them and just do babysitting. But ideally, I think getting programming up and running and doing this would be at a minimum the second circle in Michigan. There might be a few more starting to pop up again that we could coordinate with for things like convocation and stuff for statewide kids events alongside our festival programming.
The other question is, how young does Spiral Scouts go?
Goes down to kindergarten level.
So we may need to have some alternative for below kindergarten. At some
Well,
point.
I would question whether we need that, and I would wait and see if the need arises because we already encourage kids to come into circle, and there's nothing generally going on in our circles that is inaccessible. You can't have babies there, right?
Mhm.
Um, so I'm not super concerned about that unless it becomes an issue. I think we can prevent that from becoming an issue if we have that expectation that the children are welcome.
So I mean, I think that the right idea is going with the Spiral Scouts. I mean, is there a chapter here in Lansing yet?
No,
There's not one in Lansing. As far as I know, Janet's over in Royal Oak is the closest, the Spiral Moon group.
Okay.
Uh,
So I guess we would need somebody who's willing to I guess do that. that's
so yeah, so the requirements is that you need 2 leaders, preferably parents, but they don't have to be, from 2 different households, preferably 2 different genders. Um,
it's kind of hard to come by around here.
who run it?
That's super hard.
So that's something that I've been calling for volunteers for a while. But I'm really thinking that might happen within the next year, and that we could run that alongside Wednesday nights, and have the kids be doing their thing while we're doing our thing. We can even synchronize our calendars a little bit, so we're talking about similar things.
Now I know that I don't know how feasible this would be or how this would play into it, but I know that Spiral Scouts has like a that's not well, it's not really relevant, I guess. They have like a online version where you can do it remotely too. I don't know if you start the interest maybe by encouraging people about that and then say, hey, we're thinking about
That's not a bad idea.
here.
Yeah, if we got people, that might be a lead in, if we got people involved locally who were doing that online, and then just keep reminding them that this is available and you guys could get together and do it as a full circle here.
Because I could see like parents getting into that and then deciding that they want to help out here to put one on actually physically here. That
Yeah,
might definitely get the parents interested, I think.
that's not a bad idea. Thoughts?
I think I like the idea of it, but who's gonna step up and do this? That's the question.
Well, that's what was cool about what Ella was saying is we can just start pushing that there's that online independent option for kids programming.
I mean, I can start
Um,
mentioning it on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
yeah, we could start mentioning it on Wednesday nights. We could add a page to the website with information about it, and also just remind people that if there is enough interest and 2 people willing to step up as leaders,
Need one more.
you can
Willing to be one of the leaders.
you
Okay.
can make an in-person circle. That could be Mandy and Ryan.
Hey, first degree project that we're doing over there?
Quit volunteering me for shit, Capital. I'm
No.
willing to step in and be a leader if we have a second.
But no, that would count as like a first degree project, I do
It
believe.
would. It would. It would count as a project all the way through if you kept doing it. So let's table it for now and leave it at that, unless anybody has any other questions about it.
I don't have, I think that's a valid idea.
Okay. So Ella, you're gonna start mentioning Spiral Scouts on Wednesday nights. Drum up that interest and see what happens. See who steps up, if anybody. Get that ball rolling.
But remember,
right.
once it starts moving, keep moving, and you get squished by it.
So is that a motion to table this? So are we doing a motion to table this, or we just?
We have to do a motion to table?
Yes, to table things, you have to motion to table it.
Okay, motion to table it.
Second.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next up we have suite schedule for convocation. So we have, in addition to the Serenity Suite, which we need to also talk about what we're going to be doing, we've got our regular suite, and if we want to do activities in it, we need to let them know. So February, January, December, November, basically by Thanksgiving, they need a schedule for what we want to do. So let's get her done. Floor's open.
The problem though is we don't have our class schedule, so we can't plan things. We don't have the schedule out for programming yet, so we don't know when we're teaching classes, if we're teaching classes, when we're teaching classes, when we're doing rituals. That's a slight problem with their timeline. We need that schedule so we can plan to do things in our suite.
So why don't we come up with a tentative schedule now? And then
Okay.
if we need to make adjustments, that way we've got our end covered. Once we
Okay.
get the information we need from them, we can resolve the two.
That's fair.
Okay.
I just know that's something that we need to do.
So I know we talked last year about doing a new, like some kind of inebriated insights one of the nights. I don't think we ever did it.
We did not
Did we want to do something like
because
that?
we were busier than.
Yeah, we were very busy.
Yeah, we were really busy, and we may find that we feel fairly busy just covering the Serenity Suite this year. So that's something else to keep in mind. We don't know what rituals we're going to be running.
Or who's
We do
teaching
know
what when.
per our bylaws, we're going to need to have 2 people in that suite at all times.
Yes.
Man,
Megan's got her hand up.
yeah.
Recommendation is, since this is our first year that we're running this suite and the personal suite, that we just have like open hours like we kind of did for last year, just to say like we will be present in the room but no formal events, and focus our time on the Serenity Suite with the plan that next year, once we have our feet wet with the procedure, we then add specific events.
All right.
Bill and Mandy's hands both went up.
Mandy's first.
I like Megan's idea with a caveat of maybe we need to add mini Weavers events like Divination Roundtable instead of inebriated insights
Okay.
and game night. That can be.
Like keep with our normal.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
And
both of those seem really good.
the event officially starts on what, Thursday?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Thursday night we should do one of those. I like that. Because Friday and Saturday night's when sorry, you go. I'm sorry, I'm just talking.
I know from sitting in the town hall meeting for convocation on Sunday for about an hour. I didn't stay for the whole thing because I had other things I needed to do. But I sat in there for about an hour. They were talking about they are actually going to start having it where they have designated rooms for people to go read tarot and stuff, and people can charge. They're doing a whole bunch of new different things. They're rebranding con basically, guys. From what I understand, that meeting is available if anybody wants to look at. I was going to sit down and take a look at 2-hour meeting, but they kind of bright and shiny squirrel it a lot. I want to go through and get the meat and potatoes of it, so we know what the hell what the board is thinking, what MEC is thinking, what con staff is thinking, how they're going to do things, so that we can kind of figure out what we're doing as well. Because I do like the Divination Roundtable. I think it's a great idea. But I'm also going to tell you there's a teacher that teaches the Divination Invitation, does the Divination Invitation.
Yeah, and that would be a direct conflict. That would just be rude.
And it's one of my board members from Pagans in Need that does that. I think that the game night would be a good thing. A Stitch and Bitch night. Just social things. We don't have to do anything formal. Do social things like we do here.
We could run a Cards Against Humanity game one night. We could.
Right. We could do that. We could do a Cards Against Humanity night, say Saturday night for people that don't want to go to the damn masquerade ball.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I was gonna
I
say
like
Friday
that.
or Saturday night would probably be best for Cards Against Humanity.
I would do this. I would do that a Saturday night so that somebody that doesn't want to go to the ball, it's an alternative. But we're not going to make it a dry event because Chalice Well does an event that night too that's dry, so that people that don't drink and they can have a space that's sober safe.
That's fair.
Is that? I mean, I'm not saying we're going to exclude anybody, but let them know that this and somebody wants to bring their beer or their wine or whatever they're drinking and come in and sit and play Cards Against Humanity with us and get drunk. That's on them. We're not supplying liquor for everybody because that creates another legal loophole that we're not going to
Yeah.
try to jump
Yeah, no, we're not gonna go through there. BYOB is always welcome though.
Right. I do like that idea, Mandy. I think that is a great idea. Let's do one night, do a Stitch on Thursdays is our normal Stitch and Bitch night.
Yeah.
Let's do Stitch and Bitch Thursday evening. On Friday, we can do a game, or on Friday, we can do a game night. It doesn't have to be Cards Against Humanity. It can be a game night, or it can be just social time to sit and get to know us a little bit and talk with us and see what we're doing out here in Lansing.
You
And
can
it's
ask us anything.
And ask us anything type night. And then Saturday, be it Cards Against Humanity. What you got? I'm sorry, I'm not running the meeting that way.
My hand raised for a few moments, so. it's not really-
Tamara's got her hand up, so
I will probably not be attending as I'm moving in March and can't afford to spend money on that. But if you guys decide to do a game night, I have several different board games and stuff that could be taken. 2 of them are technically drinking games, although you could do it with water or soda, same difference.
right.
But like I've got Twister, Jenga, Tic-Tac-Toe, I think I've got Monopoly.
And I've got
I have a number of different board games.
and I have a large collection of board games at home. You've seen that too. We could that's possible. It's something we could do if that's something we want to
So-
do.
Something I want to bring up to keep in mind is that, as Solanox has pointed out, we have to have 2 people in this room, and we
No.
also have to have 2 people in the other room,
In the
correct?
suite,
in the suite and in the neurodivergent room, right? So the more activities we add, the more likely it is somebody might not get to go to something they want to go.
right.
So that means that people might miss a class they want to go to, especially if we end up putting on like a major event on like a major ritual on like Friday night, right?
Right.
These are tentative ideas until we get the schedule.
Oh, I know.
for-
I know,
We're-
but if
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
have
if
to-
we're gonna submit a schedule to MAC,
It's tentative though. Until we get the official guide and we
Okay.
know
Yeah.
what.
We're doing our part by submitting our ideal schedule before the deadline that we were given.
okay,
But we will label it as tentative pending our knowledge of
Okay.
the full event schedule, what our other obligations are gonna be.
okay, that's fair then.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, let's just, if we do end up having a lot of events, it just might be a thing.
Well,
It feels like they're putting the cart before the horse.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you, we don't have a raffle to deal with this year, guys.
Yeah,
That-
we don't have a
That's
raffle.
one big time suck. We do not have, not saying it was a time, suck, but that's one big thing that's not taking a bunch of our time where we have to man that table to collect money.
And we very well could have a lot fewer rituals that we're doing too. We might not get the full program slate that we got last year. That could have just been because we were running the raffle. Who knows? So we'll just wait and see. I like those ideas. One other thing about the Serenity Suite, if I remember correctly, it does not have to be open 24/7.
No, we can have it open at certain times
I-
when
I-
energy's high.
Thought it had to be open during the
During
event
classes,
hours.
Yeah, during the event hours.
During the event, when the
So when the classes start at what, 9, 10, something like that?
9 in the morning until, well, you can't go that way up until dinner. It's the hours of the information table, if I remember correctly.
Okay,
Do we know what those hours are?
We can get
I'm
clarification.
trying to look up because I swear it was listed somewhere.
I thought it was.
During its open hours. Do. Because if it's info table hours, they're not open after like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Right.
So if we just say we're doing things after that point, we won't have to worry about keeping both official level manned.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, that'll work. Because then we just need 2 people on working between
Well,
those
if
2
you
events.
have a Serenity Suite open, say after 7, but we wanna do a game, we could do it in the suite instead of the Serenity Suite if we
Yeah.
wanted to man only one.
Well,
No,
The Serenity
vice
Suite
versa.
is not a place to go play games and things like
Yeah.
that. The Serenity
Yeah.
Suite is a timeout zone. It's a
Mm.
neurodivergent room. It's a way to get away from all the chaos and the
it's a place
it-
to ground and center and calm.
yeah.
Period.
It's not to be a social hangout place. That's not what it was designed for.
Yeah, main idea being that we wouldn't necessarily have to have both manned
Right.
Yeah.
after that.
All right, so I kind of like this setup of doing a stitch and bitch on Thursday night and ask us anything on Friday night and a card game or some other game on Saturday night. I think it fits in well with how the energy of the event overall generally runs. I don't think it conflicts with anything somebody else is necessarily going to be doing. And any of that can be pulled. None of it's that vital or important. We could pull any of it to do something else if we get an evening ritual or something going on.
Right.
Is everybody good with that for a tentative schedule?
Yeah. So are we talking about, do we need hours for those events, or do we just need?
I
events
would-
on which
I
date?
would say like 8 to midnight.
Okay, 8 to midnight. On each event, we'll just say 8 to midnight on each event.
Yeah.
Do we have to give them a schedule of who's working the Serenity Suite?
No, not yet.
That at least-
We might by the event time. I'm not sure, but not yet. All right. So that's our tentative convocation suite schedule. Move to vote, approve, and move on.
Second the vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay. All right. Cool. Next topic is not a fun one, but we need to start talking about it, and we need to start talking about it regularly. And that topic is emergency preparedness planning. We'd better need it, not have it, and not need it, than need it and not have it. The bigger we get, the more publicity we get, the more of a target we become. And at a time when the country is kind of high and divided, something we got to think about. So I would actually like to give the floor to Alfred if he doesn't mind.
Okay. My thoughts would be to follow the basic planning principles for any emergency operation plan that you would do for any organization, whether that's faith-based. I can talk. So any organization, the planning process is basically the same. We don't want all this in the hands of one person. We want it to form some kind of a group so we can collectively assess the threats and what those threats would do for us. So honestly, I think the first part is just to get some kind of little planning group together. I have frameworks that we can work from to get us started building an emergency operation plan. The full spectrum of it's a little bit bigger than what you might expect, because ideally we would get together and we would create a list of things that we see as threats, not only things that we see as threats, but things that are like from PPD 8, which is the Presidential Planning Directive for National Preparedness. get together, we look at these threats, and there's stuff that people will say, you know, this is like really scary. This is something that's really bad that could happen. And then somebody else will go, yeah, but the likelihood of that is almost zero. The problem when we deal with things like that is you might get a threat that, yeah, the likelihood of it happening is almost nothing, but the impact of that thing happening is so great that we need to plan for it. And then there's other things that, like, one person might go, well, this would be really bad if this happened. And once you actually do the assessment on it, you go, yeah, it's a high likelihood of it happening, but the actual impact is almost nothing. So I think a group to plan these things would be a good start. And we've got some basic boilerplate stuff that we could work from and adapt, and go from there. I think there are potentially some physical threats that I would like to work with the inner coven for ways for us to handle potential physical threats initially. There's other things that should go out, further from there, but we're the core group, we're the core responders. There's also things in the planning that we would figure out as far as like who takes charge of the building if should it need to be evacuated, who would be our incident commander, and things like this. So
Tamara and Mandy both have their hands up. Tamara came first. I don't know.
Okay,
Ready for that?
sure.
Based in my experience in various work locations and volunteering and things like that, at bare minimum, we should have an individual plan each for fire, tornado, bomb threat, shooter.
Yeah, that's part of the boilerplate stuff.
Yeah.
But there are things beyond that us getting together and talking about, we will come up with and do a threat assessment on that. Potential security issues that aren't addressed in most people's concerns. I mean, we're a group of witches. We're a unique target for certain groups of people in the way they think.
One thing that's weird specific that I think we need a plan for is if somebody gets lost at Fenner again.
Wait, again?
Did that happen?
Yes,
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 Nathan.
Really?
I wasn't there, so I didn't. Yeah.
yeah.
I was there and I didn't realize.
Right.
They found their way back to a paved path on their own,
Hmm.
but it was just getting dark and like we should probably have.
Oh, now I remember.
Keep
We
a head
should
count.
probably have a plan in place.
Well,
Yes.
even if just a child could run off at any event we have.
Right.
Or
And her
a
hands
Figure
up.
out
simple
what-
plan in place is if you don't know your way around here, don't go wandering off. I mean,
Alright.
And to go off of Mandy's, we also have the monthly cleanup
Mhm.
where people are going off in groups, and that, I could see people getting lost in that
Mhm.
situation.
Well, especially with what we want to do this month. So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
So I think at this point, any thoughts like this of plans that we should have, go in a parking lot and we'll look at them. The first thing to do is to figure out I think is to figure out a planning team and go from there. Of course, Solenox, if you have other thoughts, I'm open.
Oh, you're muted.
You're
Someone
muted.
else.
I forgot I muted myself. No, I think putting together a team on that would be great. Do you want to pick likely targets, or do we have volunteers?
Likely targets. Damn.
I like the likely target
Yeah.
thing.
All right, you guys want to be volunteered or voluntold? That's what I heard.
I
I'd
wouldn't
be
mind being
willing to
part.
help on this.
Yeah, I would like to be part of that.
Alan,
Yeah.
I'd be willing to help with that too, because I am community emergency response team trained.
Okay,
I did that many years ago. I have the credentials. I don't use them because it's not what I thought it was gonna be, but it's good
Right.
knowledge to have, so I have that knowledge that I'm willing to share.
yeah, unfortunately, a lot of CERT activities ends up being stand here in the bad weather and direct traffic, or carry
Yep.
this heavy stuff for us.
Or
So-
keep the fire lanes open at stupid concerts.
Right, and don't get me wrong, that's all important stuff, but
Right, but
I-
it was. When you get spit on because you're acting incongruent with the police, it's a problem.
right. So, yeah, I think if we could just get everybody's name that wants to be on there and.
So I've
and
got
form that up.
Tamara, Bill, myself. Did somebody else volunteer? All right, Heather. Sorry, I have to leave.
It's okay. No,
So
That's because
I would like to make this a formal motion to establish an emergency response committee, subcommittee board of the Weavers of the Web, with Alan Little, our current Coven Summoner, in charge of it. And this committee will identify targets where we need emergency plans and put such plans together and bring them back to a board meeting for a vote and adoption. Any discussion on my motion?
I'm sorry, what'd you just say?
discussion on the motion. I see none.
Second that motion. Somebody has one already.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Weaver's Emergency Planning Committee has been established. Alan, you get the ball.
Okay. When do we want to meet?
Let's discuss that after we're done with the official meeting.
Okay,
Because I know some of us got class and things like, some of you all have class and stuff. We want to make sure we get you all on time for that.
yeah, I have class, so yeah, if we could poll everybody after that and figure out the time and space that we can meet.
Well, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next topic up was getting a boom mic for the library. This should be a pretty simple thing.
So
Ella?
I'm gonna bring in the one I have at home on Wednesday to try it out.
Oh, okay.
And then because I have one for a blue mic, which is the same brand as the mic, so it should fit. It's the plan, and then we'll hang it up there, see how it goes, see if everything works okay, and then we'll just buy. We should probably be able to buy one. I think I'm pretty sure I spent $20 on it, so I don't think it requires a board vote to purchase it. We just test it. If it works, great. We buy it.
Okay. Does anybody see any problems with that plan?
no.
No,
I like that plan.
That's
like
a
that
beautiful plan.
beautiful plan. Tries it out before we buy.
Mhm.
The treasurer of me says yes. Upwards.
All right. Do we have any objections to this course of action? I think we can just knock that item off the agenda just like that. Ella is going to take care of it.
Thank you, Ella.
Mhm.
All right. Next up was November workday plans, and we had some ideas. Castle, you want to take this one?
Sure. Been looking at the weather and watching the weather. It's supposed to be around 54 degrees that day. It's partly sunny.
What day is that again?
This Sunday.
Okay, I am working unfortunately, so.
But
I won't be there.
it's supposed to be a decent day out, and we've pretty much got everything here at the space that we meet in regularly ready to go for right now. We got there's a few little side projects, but nothing major that needs to be done. We don't have to tear down a table. We don't have to move vending machines. We don't have to do this or that. We're pretty good set here. But we have a piece of property that's been neglected. And we can get back into the woods. Solonax was back there last weekend.
Do we
Oh.
have a way to, or an easy way to like clear a
Hold on. My in-laws come down and help me clean up my backyard and put up a new fence. They have a walk behind brush hog that they're allowing me to come borrow. We will have to put gas in it. We'll have to buy more line for it. That's simple. It's an expense, but they're allowing us to borrow it. And with the understanding if we break it, we buy it type thing. Or pay to get it fixed, which is cool. So I move that we take our work day and move it to the property and do some work over there. Start getting a path cleared up, start working on getting some space into the woods so that we can start doing things out there. So that when we get this driveway cut, we're not doing a bunch of work in the spring. We're not trying to fight things. Everything's dying. We can get out there and do what we need to do and make a space and start establishing what we want out there right now. With that being said, we can also get the grass cut again, because I know it needs to be done. Get that last cut done so that in the spring it's not a rush to get over there and get it done with it being wet and nasty. It's nice and ready to go for the spring.
Now, as far as property access, we were talking about carpooling over there, because we still don't have a driveway cut. Ella, do you have an update on that?
I do not.
Okay.
I see you and we'll get to you as soon as the
Go ahead.
Mandy, what you got?
Does that mean you're gonna pick the compost bin up from,
Yes, that means I'm gonna go pick the compost bin up.
it's right at the front of the driveway.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the compost bin up as I told my husband I needed the truck that day. So we will have my truck here. I can put a few people in that to take over there and ride with me. Solonex was talking about bringing the van up that
Be
day.
the van or the car, depending on how many people are coming. And I'll park at the corner of the property unless there's a whole bunch of people there, in which case maybe we'll hoof it from the shopping center up the block.
And with me in the truck, I'll just jump the curb. I don't mind doing that with my truck. I've done it a couple times, right? That's how we got the shed where it's at. But this will allow us to get in there and see what we're looking at, and we can start making some plans and start making a path into the back so that we can get back there and enjoy it. That way also, if we're having a bad day, one of us is having a bad day, we need a place to go. We can go sit out there in peace and serenity out in the woods, and just gives us space to do that. We're paying for this property. Let's start using it. It kills me that we write $300 or $400 worth of money to Fenner every year to use their space, which I understand we have to have a bathroom and things like that. Don't get me wrong. I get that. But if we can get it where we can start using our own property for those rituals, it'll give a buy-in, and people will start putting more money in the cauldron and helping support those raffles more and things like that, when they can see that we're doing something with this money and helping build this community that we're so excited about.
Yeah, so let's get out there and play around.
If you've got lawn tools, rakes, shovels, clippers, anything like that, bring your stuff, because we're gonna be needing it.
Yeah, the plan is to go and shred a pathway and get to a clearing back there, and otherwise just generally clean it up and make it look nice for the winter.
Trim down some of the scrub trees up along the fence and stuff, because that looks really bad right now.
Should I volunteer my husband to bring his chainsaw?
Yeah, that'd be fine. If we
he
wanted to
wants
start
to,
taking
yeah.
down some, if we want to start taking down some of the dead wood and cutting it up and making a wood pile that we can harvest for ritual fires next year.
Let's say there's that whole tree out front that needs
That tree's gonna have some issues, because we need to talk with the neighbor on that tree.
Yeah.
But we can trim up anything that's dead off from it and make it look
what I
nice.
meant.
Yes.
That's what I meant, because it makes it really hard to mow under it.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
One tree up front that has to be completely taken out before we can get our curb cut done, according to the guy at the city I talked to.
Which
'Cause he
tree's
pulled
that?
up- It's I'd have to go out and look, because he pulled up Google Earth and visually looked at the property when I was talking to him. And because we have to go to the one side of the power pole, and in order to do that, that tree has to be removed.
That's the tree we're talking about.
That's the tree we're talking about. It's on the property line.
And so this might be an opportunity for us to talk to the neighbor about that tree and get that taken care of.
Well, and if more of it's on our property than theirs, it's legally ours to cut.
Well,
Yeah.
anything hanging over the property line is legally ours to cut. That's the way it works in the state of Michigan. But, we can get some chainsaws out there, get people that know how to use them and be safe about it, and
That's why I'm volunteering my husband,
that's
because I
fine.
don't know how to work it.
But we can all go out there and spend a day out there working. I know this is not something you can do, Alan, and I understand that you are a ways away, but it's letting you know that this is what we're doing on our work day. Because it's important. So
I mean, it's a Sunday, so you're welcome to come out if you can. All right, so I will make sure and mention all of this when I post in the event over the next few days so that people know what to expect if they're coming and helping out. Do we have anything else that we need to add on this right now?
Well, there was a motion made. Do we need to
a motion.
officially vote on that?
No, it's just
Okay.
it's our Green Man Day.
Okay. You said you moved. That's why I was
No, it's a Green Man Day. We're not doing it here because there's not a lot here to do. If we take it out there, we're doing a lot more. We're making more of an impact. Understand that there are also make sure when you post in the event that let people know there are no bathrooms.
Oh,
And that they should meet here.
That we all should meet here.
Yeah, we should meet here and we meet at the church and carpool over. And between now and then, I will scout out what the closest would be, but it may be more of an outhouse situation for the time being.
There is a the Dollar Tree
There's a
or
Dollar Tree at the corner,
yeah.
and there's a Quality Dairy.
About
Quality
half a
Dairies
block
don't-
away.
Yeah, there's a whole little shopping center right up
Dollar
the street.
trees do.
But the laundromat that's attached to it does.
There's also that chicken and waffle place is
Okay.
good food, good people. They probably would be okay with.
Well, and worst comes to worst, if we need to, I can go pick up a 5-gallon pill. We've got a toilet seat here. We've got a bathroom.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there's a toilet seat here. I can just pick up a 5-gallon pail.
Camping toilet.
But
garbage bag.
yeah, ta-da, we have a bathroom.
All right.
Put it in the shed.
Yeah.
Are we ready to table the workday topic for the evening?
I don't think there's nothing to table on it. We've discussed what we're gonna do. We've made plans. We don't need to table it or anything.
Yeah. We're good on that.
Move on to the next.
Moving right along then, we need to, in addition to a marketing budget, we need to think about a budget and or donation ideas for the Serenity Room. One of the things that was suggested was getting branded fidgets, which might actually be a really good fundraising / marketing tool for us for this year. We haven't talked about doing shirts again. I'm not excited about doing shirts again because we still got a lot of old shirts. We've already done patches and buttons and stickers for Patreon. But maybe we could do fidgets this year. We could sell them in the store. We could sell them on the website, but we could have them in the sensory room. We could have them in the library when people come in for meetings and stuff and kind of be a thing.
Just the thought of it makes me so happy.
I like this idea a lot.
I like that idea. Also, on that note, was at Lake Lansing Meyer and they were clearing out kinetic sand and things like that. Clearing it out. Would that be something we wanted for the sunset?
Yes, absolutely. That would be great stuff.
All
So keep an eye out for things like that. Fidgets, squishy things, pillows, bean bags.
I found a place that sells
even,
Love Sex too
Ooh.
in town.
Love sex.
We'll talk. It's a place down on Cedar Street. I can go see what the prices are going to be on what those products are.
So, fidget spinners is going to start at what was the price on this site?
Excuse me.
Oh, I thought that.
And Tammy has her hand up. Just FYI. What?
Okay,
Mention
so
sand. And kind of in the same theme, personally, I think how it falls slime or anything like that. do we want to have anything that could potentially be really messy like that?
I'm okay with sand because we can vacuum it. I am not okay with slime.
I will-
Sand is easy to clean.
Okay.
I will not do slime.
I just
Slime
wanted
is
to put
disgusting.
that forward. Slime is the worst.
Mhm.
So on the fidget spinners, it's going to be kind of like doing the buttons and stuff. It's going to be about $150 to get an order, which would get us 230 from this particular company. That's roughly what it's running.
What are the details on the product?
Let me show you.
Just
Maybe I
try to
can't.
figure out-
Can I? Oh, there it is. Share screen. Here we go. So that's what it would look like. So we could get the purple one and we could stick our Weavers logo just like it's on our pins right there.
Mhm.
Perfect.
And
So
how many in the order?
230.
230 for $150.
So there's 63 cents a piece. What it's
That's
costing
not
us. No.
No, that's not bad at all.
Especially if we can have them in the store and sell them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we could probably
Yeah.
sell it for $3 to $5 a piece.
Yeah.
That's
Nah.
what I was thinking. $5. Yeah.
$5. And that's kind of pushing it because I know when they were the big rage when I was working at 7-Eleven, we were selling them at like $3.99.
$3 would be a clearance option if they haven't sold in 12 months. And
Yeah.
There we
still
go.
make no profit.
There's an idea. There's an idea. $4.99 to start and then $2.99 after 1 year.
That's cool. So
I could even pre-program that into my system, I think.
nice because I think that's a great idea so that we can start watching what we got sitting around so that we're not lugging things everywhere. I like that.
So all in favor of purchasing a batch of logo spinners as a promotional project for Weavers of the Web?
Aye.
To vote.
I
Any opposed on that one?
Brian opposes.
Yeah. That's right. I still have the fidget in my bag to chuck at his head.
For the notes, in case, I think Ella, you're doing minutes, in case you didn't hear Mandy say.
I seconded it.
And like I said, Brian opposes it because that we know.
well, he's not here, so I can't officially put him in there.
But we're spending money. He opposes it.
Okay, so that covers having fidgets that we can have in the room for folks to play with and gives us a
We can take them.
promo item for the year.
So we can take some of them to con too.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what we're talking about is
Oh.
con.
It's for the sensory, to start with the sensory room.
Oh, okay. I was thinking. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we'll put them in the store, but this is part of stocking the sensory room. So again, keep an eye for sales and stuff like that, and grab a selection of stuff when you see it. Do we have an idea of a max amount that we want to be spending on sensory
that's
room
what I was-
supplies?
That's what I was just gonna ask. I'm thinking I don't. Well, we have a limit. You and I have a limit when we spend stuff of $100 when we buy things without taking it to the board.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean a whole lot.
No budget. Well, right, because you could buy something one day for $99, and the next day spend $99.
Or we could pull a Megan and I could pull
So-
7 things that cost $99.
I think-
7 more things.
I think this needs to be something that is budgeted out and that at least Castle is made aware of every purchase in connection with this particular budget.
Yes.
If you want to purchase something that is outside this budget, then it's on you.
So
For just church funds. So I think we need to set a budget and then we can start looking for deals and furnishing our sensory room within that budget.
I'm thinking I need some ideas, guy. I mean, I know what I like to be. I'm greedy. I don't like to spend
So-
money.
For reference, this fidget spinner purchase, were we considering that part of that budget?
well, I was
Separate?
gonna say separate from that budget.
This is
Okay,
totally separate.
so-
This is market. That's a marketing budget
With
thing.
that in mind, personally, I don't think we should go over 200.
It depends on if we're including like bean bags, love chairs,
True.
those, furniture gets expensive.
Right.
So if we're factoring that in,
200 is not enough.
yeah,
If we're talking just the like the kinetic sand and things
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
thinking fidgets specifically.
Things,
I mean, my daughter over there is the thrift queen. You know that, right?
I am the queen of fucking clearance. Come on.
So, well, okay, so for reference, you mentioned beanbags. That's a great idea. Probably having 2 or 3 beanbags would be a great idea. I don't think we need to fill the room with them, but 2 or 3 of them for people to sit on.
Or
Excuse
how much
me?
are they? I don't know how much they normally are.
I need to fill the room.
I have a small one, you guys can.
I was gonna say, I can bring my good meditation cushion that would provide a nice comfy soft spot. And I can probably get Melissa to lend me hers, so that would give us 2 big cushions.
Okay.
Oh. So we don't necessarily have to buy everything.
So sack chairs with covers and filler start around $100.
Oh, shit.
Once you get all the stuff for them, unless you're
don't-
thrifting it from somewhere or getting it used from somewhere.
They don't.
No,
You have to
fill your
stuff
own.
them yourself.
You've had to fill your own for the last 20 years.
Think of it like a build.
Okay, to be fair, I've never had one, so like I don't.
It depends on what you get, but like an Amazon Basics memory foam filled beanbag lounger is sitting at $270. And there's an off-brand smaller one that's sitting at $210, and that's coming with filler and cover and stuff. And there's a lot of no filler or cover only. So that's a thing. But
there's a comment, I can't read it.
meditation cushions, floor cushions, floor pillows start around $25.
Okay, that seems better. We should probably do that then. He said, Alfred said, "BRB, the duration of the meeting has exceeded my coffee rental." Yeah, I think that would definitely be right. He's had his hand up for a minute. Go ahead. Go.
For furniture and things like that, I think we need to go out and do some comparative shopping, bring back ideas of what we'd like to see in there with a list of what it would cost. And then as a board, we need to decide if that's something we want to purchase or not. That is not something that one person should make that decision. That should be a group effort, because we are dealing with money that belongs to the community. We need to make sure that we're spending it wisely and doing the right thing with it. The toys and things like that, I think we can do a budget of $200. That'll give us, because I was seeing stuff on clearance for $5 and $10. That's going to give us a wide variety of things. If you're purchasing things and you want reimbursement for it, I need receipts brought back to me and told about it. Yes.
You can get 24 packs of fidgets on Amazon for around $30.
Right. I'm talking like the kinetic.
The variety, yeah.
I'm talking the kinetic sand and things like that.
Yeah, and that's what I meant when I said 200 was specifically like the fidgets and toys.
All right. With that being said, if that's something, I think that's the way it should be done. And if you want to buy something and donate it, that doesn't count towards this budget. That's a donation that you're making to this room. There's 3 different pools of money here. The furniture money, we need to do some comparative shopping and figure out what we want, where we want to get it from, and all that. The kinetic sand and things like that. Ollie's is another great place to go. Megan and I've been there.
Oh yeah, I had Ollie's every Thursday after my therapy.
Go hit Ollie's and see what they've got there. And then if people want to donate stuff, they can do that as well.
So as far as the beanbags and stuff go, I vote that we don't get any more than what we have space to fit here for our sensory room, and potentially maybe 1 or 2 in this space.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something to think about as we're doing this, is that we are essentially furnishing our sensory room, and Con's getting it as a bonus, because we want this to be a feature here. So
up again.
Okay.
Directly following that up, on the note of beanbags, I have a mid to small sized beanbag that's filled with memory foam that has a cover. If you take the cover off, it opens up into roughly a queen size memory foam bushy mattress thing. I'd be willing to donate that with the caveat that the foam's got to get replaced. The filling has to be replaced, but that's cheaper than buying a new beanbag. And if you guys want it, like I said, it opens up into technically a bed. It's a seat and a bed.
Okay. Good.
Okay, let's mull that around a little bit. I got some concerns with it, but that's here nor there right now.
So here's where I'd like to close this topic out for tonight. Castle's authorized to get some of the kinetic sand and activity stuff that he's seen on clearance at Meyer. For next month, we are all going to come back with ideas and documented suggestions on where to get them. So you have a supplier and a price for what you're suggesting. And then we will discuss and vote on that as a board and get the lot next month. Any objections?
No,
No,
All right. Do we need to vote on that or?
yes, we do need to vote on that. I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
I,
All right.
Abstain.
Any opposed?
Well, we didn't table it. Well, to spend money
Okay.
with caveats for furniture being this.
All right. Next topic. Hopefully is a quick question. Do we want to start sending out holiday cards?
If they are holiday appropriate, I don't think that's a bad idea.
I can design in Canva whatever we want. Give me an excuse to use Canva more often.
Did you hear that?
Alan?
Are we gonna do the postcards with the matching sweaters?
We'd have to get matching sweaters, but
But no, if Mandy said she'd be willing to design something in Canva for us to use.
all right.
Are we discussing just doing the winter holiday?
Being Yule, just doing a
Yeah,
Yule card,
Yeah.
or are we talking for every Sabbath?
How about
No, not talking about every Sabbath. That's how.
Okay, we're just I'm
That's way too much work.
To be
So-
clear, I would say either Yule or Imbolc, because Imbolc's our new year.
right.
How about a Chris Mahana Kwan's Yule Don?
Happy
don't
Merry
think-
Yuletide.
I don't think we need to do that either. You know, we could say happy holidays or whatever. Okay, so if we're gonna do this, sounds like everybody thinks it's a good idea. This is gonna have to be a vote because there's gonna be an expense incurred. We need, tell you what, Mandy, can you price out what it's going to be to get our holiday cards and then bring it to the board chat for a vote and authorization?
Yep, how many quotes do you want?
Do at least 3.
Okay,
Megan has her hand up.
Yeah.
And who is receiving these holiday
Yeah, that
cards?
was-
There's the next.
That would have to go out to our MailChimp mailing list, and I will add to next week's newsletter request for folks to get in there and add their mailing addresses if they want a card.
So when is the out of curiosity, when is the deadline
We
for
get
getting the prices back for Mandy? Because are we talking about next board meeting? Because that's only
Yeah, no, next board meeting would be too late.
that's what I thought.
I'd say like 1 week,
1 week,
Yeah.
okay.
1 week
So
max.
you'll put it in the
board chat.
board chat,
Yep.
okay.
I can think of 2 local printers off the top of my head to go to right away.
How many
Hey,
people are on this mailing list? So we
Paper Image in Holt is who I've been using for printing stuff.
So that's my third.
So our MailChimp list right now is let me check the actual number. I know it's over 400, but they don't all subscribe. Just log in all the time.
All the time, all the stuff.
What's the postal rate for postcards?
Just under 50.
Oh,
It's the same. It's a first class stamp.
No,
Okay, so we have 462 contacts. 384 of those are subscribers. And that's an email list. So that is not physical addresses by any way, shape, or form. We don't
know how many physical addresses we have.
Well, and also I think this is something we should probably send out to our Patreon members too.
Yeah, but I mean, we've only got 45 people who have ever signed up for our Patreon, and not all of those have given mailing addresses. So, yeah, we could be talking as few as 50 or as many as 300.
What about doing? Mandy designs it. We buy however many we need, figures out the cost, we buy however many we need to buy for the physical mail, but then we take that same design and we email it out to everybody who has an email address on the MailChimp. Because if we don't have physical addresses for them, we still send it out, but they just get an email instead of a postcard.
Oh, a digital card.
Or we could just make it an all digital card.
What do you think about that? An all digital card, I think, is going to be easier and cheaper.
It's going to be free, right?
No, because we pay for MailChimp.
Oh well, okay, but
we wouldn't necessarily be paying additional for this.
What was that, Tamara?
Is there a way we could gauge interest in it?
I think we should just do it as a digital. I think a digital works the best. We're not incurring any other cost with it, other than Mandy's time to design it.
And it also supports our desire to be green.
Right, and it supports our green desire.
Less waste.
Less waste. I think that's a great idea. What do you think, Megan?
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
This year we've been focusing on our green commitment, and it's more green.
And then we don't have to worry about glitter getting into the land, into the water stream. I know you wouldn't, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I keep the holiday cards that I get from
right.
Oh, I do.
My state farm.
I do too.
I keep some of them for a while at least.
But yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think we should do it. We should do a digital card. It works. All right.
All
right.
Week off. I will have it done by Friday.
Hey, did you hear that?
Awesome. Well, you get that drawn up, Mandy, and then we'll get it sent out to our regular email list.
Awesome.
All right. I think the last thing we had on the list, Casa?
Water Park Zoo.
All right. So I was sitting up here at the store, going through my email for the pantry, and got a request for contact from Potter Park Zoo. Potter Park Zoo does a thing called Wonderland of Lights, where people pay to decorate Christmas trees in the zoo. They had someone back out that had already paid for it. They don't do refunds. So they have a Yule tree that needs to be decorated. They have asked Pagans in Need to do it. I contacted them and spoke with them yesterday. Sent them an email and had them give me a call. They didn't think they were in the office yesterday because it's a Sunday, But they were, and Haley called me back. The young lady's name is Haley. She called me back and I says, "Hey, Pagans in Need would be interested, but would it be possible to have another pagan group join me?" She says, "The more the merrier." So I'm bringing it to you all. Talk to Solanox about it. They are going to provide all the decorations. They're going to provide the zip ties to put them on. We just have to have the people to go do it. It has to be done before Saturday because that's when the Wonderland of Lights starts.
Goodbye Friday night.
Right, but we already got plans for Friday night as a church. We are all go. No.
So we have a plan to get this done. It doesn't necessarily mean that everybody is going to be available for it, but it'll get the job done. The plan is to go Wednesday morning from 10 to noon. Ish. I'd probably have to leave early.
Right,
but what we'll do is they need a head count for that because everybody who comes to decorate the tree gets free admission into the zoo for the day. So my suggestion was to have that 10 to noon on Wednesday be the time. Anybody who wants to explore the zoo afterward with their family can, but we need to hear from them by 4 p.m. tomorrow. And I will post that in our Facebook group, just the discussion group that's open to the public. So anybody who wants to come and help decorate the tree, you'll get free admission to the park, but you got to show up 10 o'clock Wednesday and you got to tell us by 4 o'clock tomorrow.
Put me down.
And then, what was that?
Mandy says put her down for 2.
I'll
That-
go-
okay.
I got my list going. And then also I was called back today by Kaylee. We are allowed to put a small sign on the tree. So what I would like to do is move to have a small sign laminated with the Weaver's logo on it and one with the Panthers logo on it, and put our names on it so they can be hung on the tree so they know who did it. Because what they're also allowing us to do is you'll need to bring your camera, please. They will allow us to take pictures of this and we can use it on our social medias, and gives us ways to show what we're doing in the community. We can do some candid shots, we can do some things like that. And then when it's done, all of us that are there, we can get a nice picture so that we can use it on our socials to show what we're doing in the community. It helps build that goodwill. It gives us that good feeling. It makes us look like we're doing more than what we are doing. Gives us another point in the contact in the community. So Mandy says 2. I'm putting 2 because Robert's coming with me. I'm making him.
Well, if I say zoo, John will wake up by 10 o'clock.
All right.
I have to work.
He's been whining at me about not going to.
Well, and I'm sorry that you have to work.
Later.
This is a last minute thing. It's not. Megan.
You put me down for 2.
All right. From your household, Solanox, anyone you think besides you?
I will have to let you know tomorrow.
That's fine. There's quite a few of us. We've got 2, 4, 6, 7 of us right now. The more people we have, the quicker it'll get done. Like I said, they're providing everything for us. We just have to go decorate it, guys.
That's awesome.
It is covered in white lights. We can add, she's also going to be sending me a list if we wanted to add, there's some certain caveats about garland and things like that. I think we just put the lights and the ornaments that they've got on it and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it probably gotta be animal friendly because there's some
Yeah.
free roaming animals.
Right. What's up?
Is it like inside the park? Like, will we be able to know where it is, like where we're meeting?
Well, we'll meet up.
So where the trees start, you walk in the entrance and go down the sidewalk towards the right, and the trees are all right in that area. And there's
They're talking about the camel, aren't they?
no.
Okay. But we'll all meet. What we'll do is we can all meet in the front of the parking lot and then walk in together.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is this another pay to park situation? Or is it just pay at the admission?
If you want to meet at my house, I have a parks pass. You can ride with us.
Yeah, Ingham County does charge.
$3 if you're in county.
But Powder
5
Park
north.
very rarely actually has the station manned at this time of year.
That's true.
Right.
Hey, when I went, they weren't manned. It's kind of like an honor system at the gate, really. You just have to tell them you parked there.
But I might need a ride anyway because I don't know if my car will be done by then or not.
Okay, so I mean, my car seats 7, so I can pick you guys up. I can take Megan. I can't pick me up.
You could.
All right, so that gives us a good amount. I'll come up with a quick something in Canva for us to put up for a sign. We can laminate it here because I got the laminator so it doesn't get ruined. So it's a nice looking sign, and we'll zip tie it to the tree. Because I think that's important that we put our names out there so people know who did it. But she was supposed to send, I don't know if she emailed me or not. I haven't had a chance to look at my email. I'd asked her to email me and she didn't. Last I knew, so.
All right, so I'm about to post in the discussion group on Facebook. Looking for some holiday elves, we have been invited to help pagans in need decorate a tree at Potter Park Zoo for their winter celebration. We will be decorating this tree as a group on Wednesday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to noon or later. Everybody who comes to help us decorate this tree will get free admission to the zoo for the day. The catch, you have to let us know you are coming by 4 p.m. tomorrow, November 14th. You don't have to bring anything but your coats and your hands. Everything is being supplied already, and you get free entrance to the zoo for the day. Win-win. Just comment here with your name and the number of people you are bringing with you before 4 p.m. on November 14th and meet us at the entrance to Potter Park Zoo at 9:45 a.m. on Wednesday, November 15th. Come on out and help us celebrate the holiday spirit.
Sounds good.
Yep.
And I will be there as soon as I can on Wednesday because I worked until 9:45.
Okay.
But it's not a big deal. It's on my way home.
Like, right.
Yeah.
Like your house.
And I didn't get anything from Haley today, so I'm not worried about adding anything to it. I think what we've got, what they're providing us will be plenty. It'll look nice, and I think that's what we're gonna go with. What's your thoughts on that, Solanox? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
And that, because I'm gonna tell you, to do this usually costs the organization $250. If we provide our own ornaments, if they provide the ornaments, it's $350.
Ooh.
So we're getting a really good advertisement piece here, guys.
Let's make the most of it.
So cool that they thought of us.
Well, they
Thought of Penn.
Googled pagan and they found me.
It's interesting. They went for a pagan group. That's awesome.
Well, because it's a Yule tree.
They try to be inclusive too.
Yeah.
They really try to truly be inclusive at the zoo.
That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. Do we have anything else we need to talk about tonight?
I don't think so.
We're on 4 pages of minutes. I think we're good.
Yep, Silver Bells is this weekend. Don't forget.
Yep, I got all that set up. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Favor. Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed? Get out.
Everybody get out too.
All right.
All right. I guess we can shut down the stream
All right.
and get on with our